Let's roll and rock. My name is Des Taylor. I draw very well. See, she's come all the way from Chile to see my club. My mum's coming though, so I better be on my best behaviour. Nah. The art of Des Taylor. Best just to do this in bits. In the beginning, I wanted to be either an actor or a musician, and then the art bug just jumped out of me and I thought, you know what, let's do what I'm good at, drawing. I have these massive sheets that Mum used to bring home from work, and I'd literally draw an entire battle scene, like the trench of the Death Star and loads of X-Wing fighters and stuff with like Luke Skywalker and stuff like that. So that is what I used to draw first of all. There's some dust on it, but don't worry, I'll get a rag and I'll clean that. I have been illustrating now for at least 15 years. All I ever wanted to do was draw comic books, cartoons and stuff like that. Early influences were manga cartoons, because I used to watch a lot of that stuff. And then I guess it evolved from then. The whole big eye thing and the fact that they were very simply drawn. I was drawn to that. Jack Kirby. Love his stuff. Johnny Romita, senior, not junior. Andy Warhol. That's a lie. Lichtenstein kicked his ass all over the place because he had a lot of comic stuff in there, you know what I mean? Pop art in general, I would say, influences most of my work. Who has influenced me the most, I would have to say, was the style of Bruce Timm, who did the animated Batman show, because his line work was just very clean, and I had the urge to finish my work very quickly. I wasn't into doing like Todd McFarlane's sort of style, which has lots of lines. I just really wanted to just get the character done, move on to the next, and I'd have to say he influenced my animation type style. I'm a big retrophile. Love 1950s, 60s, then going into 70s a bit. But this is 40s, so I don't know what I'm talking about. This over here, I love classic Superman because of his ideals back in the day. And he doesn't seem to mean as much to people in this day and age. All right, first job was for pop star Michael Jackson. His official fan club magazine called King. No, it wasn't, it was Off the Wall. Then it was King. I drew a picture for the fan club mag, and a fan absolutely loved it, and I mean, loads of people were writing in about it. So the editor gave me a job. Then later on, Michael Jackson asked for a piece of work. Personally, I met him backstage, presented it to him. What can I say? It was a huge honor. So he was my first client, so talk about being dropped in the deep end. I look at a scene like a filmmaker would look at it, with a lot of depth of field, so you can obviously tell what objects are near you, behind, and that's restrictive if you're doing a normal comic panel. I work more like an animator. Everything is in layers. I draw characters individually so I can place them wherever I want, behind them, in front. I hunt around with my camera, take a lot of photographs, and scan it into Photoshop, paint over it in Coral Painter, and then add the lighting effects in Photoshop, and that's where you get the DESPOP, as I'll call it. Just primary. That's what I love about a lot of these comic characters and these pieces here. Just literally reflect my love for the comic genre. Katie Rogers is my first character to be in a graphic novel, and I hope that it is very successful, and then you come down and you buy a load of my books. But anyway, Trouble with Katie Rogers is she is a British publicist that's working in New York City, and the whole premise behind it is that she sort of covers up most of the wrongdoings of her clients. That is the sort of, I don't know, the pitch for all you Hollywood guys out there. And coupled up with her private life and things that she likes and why she likes the city of New York. So it is, for those who can relate to fashion, being in another city and trying to adapt to the things that are going on in it, and obviously trying to deal with your personal life as well as the life of your clients.
All right, yeah, there's some of it from my life, but only tiny little bits.
And I'll put this together because I thought there was a need to tell some stories from, or to add a more girly angle into comic books. So yeah, that's generally Katie Rogers for you. Where do I start with VV? Back in the day when I was growing up, it's mostly women in my house. So whilst I wanted to watch the football, they would always have on these old films with Monroe, Jane Russell, Elizabeth Taylor. My favourite was always Anne Margaret because she was always dancing and stuff. So it came from a passion to sort of get all of those images out of my head onto paper. Started off just as doing like a pin-up project, and then from that I saw a story, the usual rags to riches story, and basically put that together, and everybody seems to love it. Scarlet Couture. Scarlet is, how can I put this? Scarlet owns a company called Chase Couture, which is actually her mum's. And her mother is a very famous fashion designer from back in the day. Chase Couture is a front for CIA operations, covert ops, intelligence gathering, and Scarlet Couture is intelligence agent. So yeah, again, it's an amalgamation of fashion, action, and my love for telling a different type of story to what's on the shelves. So yeah, that's Scarlet Couture for you, and hopefully you should be seeing her at some point next year, 2012 Olympics. I hope this is going to be as popular or even more popular than Katie Rogers, because she's sexier and she kills people. The Blue Lotus. Grace Gilmore. Here we go. Blue Lotus. Teenage high school girl is taught by old ninja master the skills that she needs to defend her city. She drinks a lot of lotus tea. This is basically green tea, and she doesn't yet know that there's some properties on there that help her do her stuff. And it's mixed up with her crime fighting skills and her teenage angst. You know, she has to literally stop this major villain from terrorizing the city before her prom night. Whether she does it or not, I haven't actually figured out what to do with the last part. So I'm still working on that, but that is another one of my retro, going back 60s style comic book stories. I'm always interested of what happened in the past, because you can't really predict the future. Future bores me, to tell you the truth. You have too much technology now, so it's very hard to think about a story in which a crime fighter is fighting a villain, because they have the technology to do something today. But back in the day, it was just a gun and a bad guy. That's pretty much it. I'm pretty much tired. I've got commissions to do, so I shouldn't really be talking to you lot. So I'll say goodbye, farewell. What are you waiting for? More beer. I have friends coming out thirsty. Sort it out. Tough shot.
It's called Confessions.
By the way, everybody,
It's called.
we're all on film.
It was called. It's called something like.